first question, what's going through your head and what's driving you to keep focused, to achieve obviously what you're wanting to achieve? And secondly, for someone like myself who's looking to get back into running, what advice would you give to keep focused, aside from having a phone in my pocket and headphones in my ear?
I think how I approach racing is maybe quite interesting, but completely not applicable, to be honest, because you've got to be a bit of a psychopath. You're completely focused on the moment, and ultimately sport is effectively the very selfish pursuit of trying to smash the guy next to you, and that's what your focus is. And yeah, people can dress it up in all kinds of more sympathetic and ways, but you're trying to beat the guy next to you, and that's what your focus has got to be. How hard can I push so the guy next to me breaks? And effectively, that's the focus. How hard can I push? Can I push? Can I push? Oh, he's still got something left. Can I push harder? And so that, for me, that has to be my kind of complete focus, I think. I think generally, about being fit and life fit and, active in lifestyle. I think number one, routine. Routine is so important. As you guys said it before, good habits. I love training. I love being outdoors. I love exercise. I have loads of kind of other motivational factors around me, like groups of friends to train with, everyday groups to go out with and people to do it with. And still, routine's the number one most important thing in my life, to be active consistently. So yeah, and I think a consistent routine that you can achieve week in, week out. So you're saying, it makes it a bit difficult when you're up at 3:30 in the morning to work, but hopefully when that finishes in the next few weeks, I think it's right, my new situation is this. I know I can consistently get out the door to go running, 3 days a week or 4 days a week, and that is going to be a Monday morning, Tuesday night, Thursday morning, Friday, whatever that might be. And knowing that you can do that because it fits in your life and your work and the rest of your life, and doing it, to make a difference, you've got to do it for 6 months, or, that is just, and by then you've formed a habit and it's good. So I think number one, routine. Number two, remove all the factors that require kind of motivation and difficulty to overcome. So, for me, that looks like I try to be really good with keeping my kit and trainers next to the door, and my bike's all ready to working, and my bike on a turbo, so I've kind of got none of those psychological barriers to going out training. So when you sit on the sofa and you're thinking, I don't fancy it now, it's raining or whatever, I'm not thinking I'm not doing it tonight because my trainers are wet, or I don't know where my running shorts are, or whatever. I think that's really important. Remove all those barriers. Number three, find what motivates you. And if there's one thing I learned from writing the book and talking to people, that's really different for different people. So for me, I'm sometimes motivated by the social aspect because I'm going and seeing my friends. I'm sometimes motivated by the competitive aspect, because I want to beat the person next to me, or racing Johnny or whatever. I'm sometimes motivated by the sense of achievement of completing a session, sometimes because a goal I'm aiming for in the future, and sometimes all four of those factors in the space of one session. So, if you're motivated by socially, find a good group or a good group of people to do stuff with. I think that one's really good because it kind of holds you to account to an extent. If you're meeting your mates to go for a run at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday night, you've got to be there because otherwise you're letting those guys down. And I think that's really good. So yeah, I think that's most important. But I think over all those, I think routine is super important. And I think the other things, I guess like you're saying about music, if that is a source of your motivation, absolutely great, do it. Don't think there's no right or wrong answer on that.
I guess my question would be, once you've reached gold and won the Olympics, where do you go from there? For I've just finished the coast to coast, and that's all I've ever dreamed of finishing that, and now I'm where do I go from here? How do I better that?
Penine Way, mate. That's what you got to do next. Actually, you got two. You can either go longer. You can do the Penine Way, which is a bit longer and harder, or you can go faster and see if you can do it any quicker.
I honestly don't think I could do it quicker.
Of course you can. You just have to train for it.
But what else can I? How did you, like, after you won gold? Did you have anything else? Like, was that it then, or was there anything else that you wanted to then go on to?
Well, yeah, winning Olympic gold in London was, you know, dream come true, so cliched, but like, you know, I'd literally known about this race for 7 years, actually longer.
Yeah.
I stayed up in the middle of the night to watch the Sydney Olympics in 2000 as a 12-year-old, when Olympics was in the, triathlon was in the Olympics for the first time, and I was like, wow, you know, my sport's in the Olympic Games. Like, maybe, just maybe, it seems like an impossible dream. I'll be there one day. And 12 years later, in my home city in London, you know, home country, I'd won the Olympic Games. So, like, it's a massive thing. And yeah, strangely, there is definitely that, like, post kind of goal dip where you hear people talk about it all the time, and you're like, well, I've achieved that. The real value in was trying to get there in the process, and that's what I enjoyed. And now that's gone, and the carpet's pulled from under me, and I've got nothing left. There was a bit of that. I had a really, about 10 days or 2 weeks later, I was back in Leeds after going to all kinds of ridiculous parties and being super busy, as you can imagine. And I went swimming. At the time, I was swimming at whatever, 7 or half 7 every morning at the university pool. And I got down there, I'm like, no, I just need to move again, start doing some exercise. So I got up quite early in the morning, as I had done for most of the previous 10 years. And dived in the pool, and about, you know, 15-20 minutes later I realised actually I don't do it to win the Olympics. I do it really strange and a cliche, I do it because this is who I am and this is what I do, and I'm going to carry on doing it, and this is what I do, and so I need to find something to do next, and that was kind of my outlook on it, to be honest. So I think, I mean, if you enjoy walking and long distance walking, that's what you do, keep on doing it. And most importantly, like, I can make all the jokes and say you should do the Penang way or do it faster, but the most important thing is you have to find a goal or something that motivates you to go out and train and prepare for it, because ultimately you're the one who's going to go and do it. So
I need to get searching.
yeah.
Well, that's my question.